Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at these European night crawlers. Hey guys, so I got a pound of European night crawlers donated to me by New Soil Castings. Oh gosh, that is so sweet of you, Bobby. There are still so many nice people in this world. He donated a pound of euros to me and a pound of red wigglers that are pure, just to help me out, to get me going on my bins again. And I'm gonna do the opening with you, but look at the bag he shipped them in. I love this. I'm gonna have to ask him where he got these and what are they. But anyway, let me gently cut this and I'll bring you back. Holy guacamole. Now those are some big worms. Oh my gosh, look at them. They're huge. Thank you so much. Wow. They're nice and big. Look at them. I love worms that when they're nice and huge and they're healthy. You can tell. Wow. New Soil Casting, you did an excellent job raising these and getting them to well, this is what a bait-sized worm is. Let me get some of this off them. Wow, huge. Thank you so much. I appreciate your generosity. And man, he also sent me as a bonus, man, a pound of red wigglers. That is so sweet. I'm going to go and open those and we're going to look at them. All right, I opened it up. It came in the same bag, that type of mesh, and let's take a look at them. Oh yeah, these are pure reds, pure red wigglers. See the little yellow tail? See their behavior? Look at that one. See the bulging clitellum? Now these are red wigglers. If there were blue worms in here, they would be going absolutely berserk. And that's just nature, you know? That's just their behavior. But these guys, look at them. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. So what I do is I put my worms in the container separate from my others. And, you know, New Soil Castings and Missouri Worm Company and all the bunch of the others will tell you always to do the same thing. Always separate them first. It's a good practice to have, and wet them down and let them settle in for a little while, because if anything were to happen, I am not dumping this entire thing into my entire population that I already have established. It's just good practice to have. So I'm going to wet these down because all worms dehydrate on their journey, and red wigglers are small in size, but even on their journey, they're a little dehydrated, but you can tell they still are a nice size worm. Wow. So I'm going to wet them down and I'm going to leave them alone for a couple of hours. I'm going to go to work and then I'm going to bring them back and set them up. Okay, first I'm going to do the red wigglers. And then what I do is after I wet the red wigglers, I go and wash my hands thoroughly. And then I wet down the European night crawlers. Now the water I am using is mosquito dunk water. Just to start the process of not having flying insects in my wormery, you know, right from the start. I've always used mosquito dunk water. It just has helped me through the years, because with a wormery my size, or if people, I mean, you can have one bin and it can happen, or you can have 20 and it can happen, but it has really saved me from having like a problem. And every once in a while, you know, something will fly by and the mosquito dunks take care of it. And it's a natural bacteria, so it doesn't hurt the worms. And it does a great job. It really does. So see, it's all wet down there. See, look, once I start wetting them, you can start seeing their red color and their little yellow tails. They are beautiful worms. They really are. New Soil Castings did a great job on these. So you can let him know down below. And you can find his websites, newsoilcastings.com. But thank you so much for this generous donation just to help me out, you know. Still a lot of good people in this world willing to just help. Because as you all know, I'm not a big worm farmer. But even the little guys are important. Oh wow. These worms are just really nice looking. All right. So these are wet. I'm going to leave them to go down into the soil. And then I'm going to go wash my hands and do the Euros. Wow, look at these Euros. They are a nice size worm. Huge. So I wet them down, and they're going down because they don't like the light. And then later we're going to put them in their actual home. But man, they're a nice size worm. Wow, you did a good job. New Soil Castings, you really did. They're awesome. I just fed them a little bit, gave them a little chow. So I want to make sure they're not hungry. It's always a priority of mine. I feed everybody. And we're going to cover them with wet paper. And then I'll bring you back to check on them. So I'm going to be introducing them into my bin. Look, when they get a little stressed, they create this kind of worm ball. They're like, help, she's messing with us again. But anyway, once I put them in the new bedding, they'll calm down. They'll see the light and they'll go down and they'll realize it's a nice environment and they'll be fine. So if you guys want European night crawlers, you can visit my website, thegardenandwormlady.com, and they will be at your door. Look at them, great. So I'm just gonna divide this in 4. I used to take the time and count every worm. I really did. Sometimes I do it by weight. But in the 22 years I've been doing this, man, that took a lot of time. So I have 4 bins worth right here. Now, I could put them all in one bin. But the more, this is my own opinion, like people do it different and that's okay. The more I see when I overcrowd a bin, they don't reproduce. Not like I want them to, because I think that they don't have enough room. Look at that. That is a nice work. Bobby, you did a great job raising these. So I'm going to get one of my corners here. We are just going to spread them. There we go. There we go. They love that straw. Plus, straw is something that's really easy to get and fairly cheap. I get mine at Tractor Supply, and it's really cheap, and it really goes a long way. It stretches. It's not expensive. Sometimes, with the price of everything today, guys, people can't buy peat moss and coconut coir. There are moments I really think about whether I'm going to buy it or not, because of the way that everything costs. And if you only have natural ingredients, like maybe straw and wood shavings and leaves, and just use what you can. The first year I raised worms, 22 years ago, I didn't know any better. I did an entire bin of just paper. And they did fine. And then I started doing more research. That's when I discovered YouTube. And I learned as I went. So there we go. See, they're immediately, they don't like the light. So as you can see, they're going to take off. Within a few minutes, these worms are going to be gone. So once they bury themselves, I give them some chow that I make here on the farm, and you're going to be able to find that on my website. And I cover it with wet paper and bubble wrap. I only cover the surface with bubble wrap. I don't like encase the entire bin because remember, it needs oxygen. Without oxygen, we're gonna have a problem. So, and I noticed that when you use bubble wrap, it keeps everything in. You can get the big rolls at Home Depot, but if you don't want to buy it, before I used to buy bubble wrap, I used my leftover Walmart bags. I would cut them open and just lay them on the surface, and that worked fine also. So if you're gonna go shop for food and you got all these bags left over, that's a good way to just recycle your bags. So let me get some chow and just show you how I feed them. I feed my worms twice a week, but it also depends. If I come and I see that this food is still there, I wait a few more days. I wait for the second time I would feed, because the worst thing you can do to a bin is overfeed it, because it will go bad and you don't need that. So I just go like this. I just gently on the surface kind of like rub it in, and that's it. I know there are people that mix their worm chow into the bedding. I don't do that myself, because I did do that. And it was that one day that one of my African nightcrawler bins went anaerobic. Because when the worm chow was in there and it was wet, it started to ferment. And when it fermented, it created these gases. And that's what causes protein poisoning. And the entire bin went anaerobic. And I tell you, when I walked in here and I smelled it, I knew immediately something was happening, and I had to go find whichever bin it was, and I found it immediately, and it was horrible. I literally had to walk away, take some deep breaths, and come back because I was gagging. That's how bad it was. So we're gonna give them back their newspaper. Cover this with plastic, and we're ready to go. Then I'll label it European Nightcrawlers. I'll put adult size. And then once I get an order, I come in and I harvest whatever it is that the person purchased. And these bins get they get rotated, and that's how the process works. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and press that subscribe button. And I'm trying to reach those 4,000 watch hours, because without that, I can't monetize my videos. And anything I monetize on my videos, I use towards my wormery to buy supplies. Because having a wormery this big, you know, it's not cheap. All right, guys, take care. Thank you to New Soil Castings, and I'll see you next time. So I found this interesting. From New Soil Castings, he packaged my worms in here with the shredded paper, you know, cardboard, and then insulated the box with this, which is amazing. So the worms won't be cold. And then in the summer, there's a way to use this to pack them so they won't bake. So they're all set up here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 breeder bins of European Nightcrawlers. Thank you again to New Soil Castings for donating them to me. They are beautiful, and everyone's been fed and watered. And press that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Take care.